And you are coming in with the Five of Pentacles. Now, with the Five of Pentacles, for me, every time I see this card, I automatically think that, this is the fear of losing or feeling like you're being left out in the cold, as the image shows. But, again, you're not actually losing anything here. But it can explain why the Wheel of Fortune is there. Like, if what you've tried before has made you feel like you've lost or like you're being rejected, then the wheel is good to see. It's telling me that, that there's second chances here, because even in this deck, when you look at the Five of Pentacles, it says you don't know if you're going to be welcomed by the people in that home or not. Are they going to accept you or reject you? You don't know. Now, what is crossing you? The Nine of Wands. So you're a little bit, I don't want to say beat up, because that sounds like rough. You've been through some stuff here, but the Nine of Wands for me is like ready to continue to fight for the things that you want. And, out of the Five of Pentacles, it's like regardless of this feeling of rejection, it may have left you a little bit wore out or wore down. You're still ready to go. So, I see that as helping you rather than hindering you, especially out of the Five of Pentacles. It's almost like you're getting ready to hit like the reset button here, where there may be, this feeling of rejection. Now you're ready to continue to fight for the things that you want. The conscious mind, and you're willing to put in the work. The Eight of Pentacles. Every time I see this card, I automatically think of somebody who is enjoying what they're doing and like really refining their craftsmanship. But to me, and especially in general readings, it's like you're doing the work that needs to be done to correct the issues that are going on here. And having the conscious mind focused on doing that is exactly where you need to be. It's supporting this. It's saying that you're not kind of like just laying down and saying, oh, well, screw it, I'm just going to accept this rejection. No, you're working toward something better for yourself, and you're willing to continue to fight for it. The subconscious mind, the Chariot. Which way do you go? Which way are you going? This is momentum forward, but this is also about needing to use your willpower and your self-control, and needing to pick a path. Where are you going here? But I feel like seeing that, this is the subconscious mind, it's like, to me, it's like needing to get control over this situation here so that you can continue doing the work that you need to do to fix whatever issues are happening here. These feelings of rejection and having your emotions tampered with, because again, the Nine of Wands, being beat up emotionally, not like physically being beat up, but, the bandages on the woman suggest that, she's been through some rough stuff. But with the Chariot, momentum forward, but needing to like stick to it is what I feel like. Picking a path and sticking to it. So it's like between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, there's definitely potential here for, you to create something so much better than this feeling of rejection and feeling wore out by the experience. It's just that you need to get control here and stick to what you're trying to do here. I almost feel like the subconscious mind is warning you that you can't slack off or procrastinate. It's time to really get that momentum forward going. And in the past, the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, and it almost feels like here, like you went off on a new adventure and maybe it didn't really pan out the way that you were expecting it to. And it's like, and with the Wheel of Fortune there, I almost feel like, you're ready to go again, but you're doing it a little bit different this time. Like there's more planning happening, especially with the Eight of Pentacles there. I feel like with that and the Chariot, there's more planning as far as this charging forward into your passions. I love the Knight of Wands in this deck because, it says that this isn't a time for planning. This is a time for action. taking a new path. There may be dragons at the end of the journey, but, you know, and I love that part of this. It's still following your passions. And that's definitely Sagittarius, definitely, you know. But again, I feel like there's, you know, it's like where before you were just like not planning anything and going forward, I think you're changing it up a little bit. And here there's a little bit more planning going on, you know. And again, with that Wheel of Fortune, that's fantastic to see. Because again, it's like when you put in the work, when it comes to going after the things that you want, that's when the universe starts to work in your favor, right? Because we can sit around and wish for shit to happen to us all we want. But if you're not willing to put in some work, you know, it may never be realized. I love it because seeing the two together, again, you know, thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's how we manifest things. You have to have your thoughts and your feelings on the right track, and then you need to be willing to put in the action to make it manifest. And that's what I feel like is happening here. Out of maybe, you know, charging into something new that didn't exactly work out the way that you expected it to. And now you're getting a little bit more self-control here. Your next move, the Seven of Swords. Now, seeing that as your next move automatically says to me that you need to protect the things that are important to you, especially out of the Nine of Wands. Again, willing to fight for what you want, but needing to protect what's important to you. I don't see this as you having to leave something behind. I mean, looking at the two, it's like protecting yourself, protecting your emotions, protecting your beliefs. You're really doing something different here. It's just that, you know, I feel like out of here, like maybe, you know, I don't think that anything of importance was taken from you. I just feel like, you know, you have to protect what's important to you. And that may come out of having, you know, this whole situation here not work out the way that you expected it to. But around is perfect. You know, you're actually getting some control here, willing to put in the work that's needed, and you're protecting what's important to you. Very nice. The way that you are projecting yourself and the way that people see you, the star. This is beautiful. This is beautiful to see, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. To me, it's like, you know, emotional balance, but more importantly here, you know, I feel like there's guidance coming through and helping you because you're putting in the work that's needed. I love it. I love it. The star is emotional balance and going with the flow of the universe, being in tune with yourself and the universe. You're definitely doing the right thing here. Definitely. I feel like, you know, this situation here, it's like, man, you know, it did not work out the way that you thought, you know, and it was like, I hear you were on fire and passionate and being Sagittarius and going off on a new adventure, and it just didn't work out the way that you expected. You know, you may have had something taken from you here that was of importance to you, and now there's this feeling of needing to protect yourself and your passions, but you're getting control. The Chariot being in the subconscious mind, you know, that's not to be taken lightly. I mean, yeah, you need to pick a path and stick with what you're doing, but with the Eight of Pentacles being the conscious mind, you're definitely doing that. And again, when you put in the work, the universe will shift itself for you. And in your environment, the Six of Wands, and that's perfect. It is perfect. You're being recognized for the work that you're doing. This is the Victory card. You understand that there's still more to do here. It's very much like the Four of Wands, but here you're being recognized and applauded for the hard work that you've done. It's perfect. With the Eight of Pentacles, it's perfect. Perfect. So to see that in your environment and then having the star being around you, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Again, it's like you're not even like really needing to do a whole lot here to fix this situation. I mean, just the little bit that you're doing between here is like totally shifting your life around. I love it. Your hopes and your fears, look at that shit. That is perfect. You guys are pulling some heavy hitters and they are fantastic. Strength. Having the strength to deal with what is going on in your life. Having that courage. It's beautiful. I love it, Sag. This is perfect. Out of the last couple readings that you had, it broke my heart. This is definitely you. Definitely you picking up the pieces and going, to hell with that. I am going to go on a different path here, and you're learning lessons and you're putting them into practice. And again, the universe is shifting itself in your favor, and things are starting to work out the way that you expected to now. Whereas before, I feel like they didn't. And the outcome, oh my God. What? Really? Look at it. That is fantastic. The sun. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. And again, the universe, man, is responding to you big time. Big time. I almost don't want to pull a clarifier on this because the sun, really? Do we need to? This is so beautiful, Sag. It's beautiful. I mean, look at it. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the Chariot, the Star, Strength, the Sun. Yes. And, you're doing the right thing. You really are. I just feel like the subconscious mind here is warning you that once you pick your path, you need to stick with it. You have to stick with it and continue to put the work in that you're doing there. Because, again, you're working to change that situation. You're still very much passionate and on fire, and I love this for Sag. As much as I love the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands is perfect for you guys. Adventurous. Following your passions, seeking new adventures. But this time you're being smart about it. Where the Knight of Wands, again, is like action, no planning. Now you're putting some planning into that action to fix what didn't quite work out the way you expected it to before. And it does. Oh my God, does it. It's beautiful. I love it, Sag. I love it. Okay, we're going to push our luck and see what the sun's all about. Oh my God. The moon, the sun and the moon. Oh my God. The moon. So, wow. And you guys are not the only one. This has been continuous. This is ridiculous. The sun and the moon. And going back to the star, I feel like there's like total balance going on between your physical world and like the spiritual world. Because for me, the moon, again, is like diving deep into the subconscious. The problem here is that you have to be careful about chasing illusions. But next to the sun, it's like illuminating the things that need to be corrected in your life. Because again, with the moon, reality is not as bad as you think it is. But looking at both of them, it's like you have the power of the sun and then the light of the moon. I like it. Just be careful here with the moon. Don't let confusion block your intuition. Pay attention to what your dreams are telling you right now. But seeing them side by side like that, I've seen that once before. And to me, it's like tapping into both realms. And it's still beautiful. It's so beautiful here. Balance. I like balance because it says that what it is that you're running after, you may be chasing it away. Having that balance in your life. And, yeah, definitely. The sun, the moon, there's that balance there. And again, with the star, emotional balance on top of that. So balance says that running towards something may chase it away. Be wary of being deceived by your own desires. So this is about chasing illusions. Again, being careful about chasing illusions. Health matters, compulsive behavior, being result-orientated, right? Self-neglect and needing to honor values. So it's like, what you're going after now, you need to, and again, the subconscious mind, the Chariot, needing to pick a path and stick with it. You need to be careful about overdoing it and having that balance in your life. But, where you come out at, I really feel like that's what starts to happen. And again, with strength, you have the inner strength to deal with whatever is going on in your life. And I can't get over it. It's insane. Look at it. The sun, the moon, and the star. That is amazing, Sag. And again, I do feel like that you're going to get that balance. But, again, the subconscious mind, it knows. I mean, look at all these majors, right? The Chariot, needing to pick a path, needing to stick with it, getting self-control. And I feel like you get a balance between the sun and the moon. I love this reading, Sag. I love it. What happens here is that I feel like in the past you were just kind of charging forward into something that didn't quite work out the way that you expected it to, because there's this feeling of like rejection, being left out, and losing something. And then with the Nine of Wands crossing you, it feels like you really start to shift yourself here, where you realize that things didn't work out the way that they were supposed to. And then what happens is that you start putting in some work and protecting what you have left, protecting the things that are important to you. And with the Wheel of Fortune being, the overall energy here, I really feel like the universe starts to shift itself for you because of the work that you're putting in. Now, the subconscious mind is warning you. It's saying that you have momentum forward here, but you need to stick to what you're doing. And then what happens is, and this is unreal, the sun, the moon, and the star. I rarely have ever seen this. And having the moon as the clarifier, and then what you pulled with the oracle cards. Okay, first of all, let's get into the sun, burnt by the sun. Overdoing it. This card is really telling you that hard work, which is the Eight of Pentacles, is what needs to be done here. It's like you can't just expect to start doing something different and see the results immediately. You actually have to work at this. But again, with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like you're doing that and the subconscious mind is warning you that you need to stick to it, right? And then with the moon and balance, chasing illusions. Be careful about chasing illusions, needing to have balance. But where balance comes in, I feel like with the star in the middle of the sun and the moon, you are tapping into the power of both. Things are not only changing on the outside, they're changing inside as well for you spiritually. Because, the moon for me, immediately I think about confusion blocking the intuition and chasing illusions, but there is a positive side to this card. Illuminating the hidden things that you need to see and that you need to understand. And again, with the star, going with the flow of the universe. I love this reading, Sag. This is just absolutely beautiful. And then having this in your environment and this in your hopes and your fears. Victory and inner strength. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful to see out of the last couple of readings that you had. But again, I feel like the universe here is really shifting itself for you. And having the star and strength, to me, says that you're going to have guidance through what you're trying to change in your life right now.